Hi there, this is Matt Dupre, and I'm making this recording on Thursday, February 1st at around close to around 2 p.m. United States Central Time. So, as you can see here, I'm on the Screencast-O-Matic page. This is where I got the recording software to record this for you. But I want to walk you through real quick what I'm looking for you to do. So first off, I wanted you, when you first get into my computer, to take a look at these instructions for the outbound email campaign, which will be on the desktop as you just saw there. And so this document is just a couple of pages, nothing too intense. And as I said to you before, the campaign objective is to do an outbound email campaign with the goal of creating initial interest in the solution that I'm tasked with selling, which is the Oracle Commerce Cloud solution. And so, what you're going to be using in order to do the research associated with finding the contacts to reach out to is LinkedIn, of course, which I mentioned already, but also Hoover's. Not sure if you've used it before, but I'll go into it in a second and show you how you can look up contacts there. And then there's another one called connect.data.com. It used to be called jigsaw.com, and it's a site that was owned independently at one time and then bought by Salesforce, which you're probably familiar with. So what I've done here is I've provided the usernames and the passwords for each one of these different application logins. And I would suggest go ahead and go out and log in to each one of these up front. So let's do that real quick. So let's go out to LinkedIn first. And I want you to log in under my LinkedIn account name, not your own. So again, it's that Matt B. Dupre at yahoo.com. And the password is campaign1 with a capital C. Let's log in there. Okay, so we're getting into that app. While we're doing that, let's go out to Hoover's, hoovers.com. And this is using my company research tool. So go to login, and you're going to pick the login for Hoover's, not D&B, but for Hoover's. So hit that. And in a second, hopefully it's going to get me in. It's going a little bit slow, the connection. Looks like I'm logged into LinkedIn already. Let me go back out to Hoover's. Okay, so I'm not sure what's taking that so long, but we'll let that work in the background. Oh, okay, there we go. So this one is matt.dupre. You'll see it comes up at oracle.com, and the password is again going to be campaign1 with a capital C. And go ahead, hit remember me so you don't have to populate it each time in the future. So we'll get logged in there. And then finally, let's go out to the other one, which again used to be called Jigsaw. You can type in either one, connect.data.com. I just type in Jigsaw. So let's go to that, jigsaw.com. And you'll see as it gets to the page, it changes over to connect.data.com. And I'm already logged in there, but the login user ID is written on the paper. It's mdupre at atg.com. And then the password is starter for that one. So a little bit different. Okay, so let's close this out real quick. And I want to show you what we also have here. This is for your use during the campaign. This is the outbound contacts history. This will also be on the desktop when you log in. And you'll see what I've done here is I've just come up with several columns with the company name, with the contact name, title, contact email, and then first contact, second contact, and third contact. And all this is pretty much self-explanatory. Let's say you're reaching out to, uh, Premier Company. So you type in that name under here, like the example. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking for several different titles, not just one or two names, but as many as I can find. So let me go back to the document itself, and you'll see here uh, I talk about the different titles that we're looking for that I want you to research and find. So CEO of the company, definitely want every CEO to receive the email, the CFO of every company, the CIO, the vice president, and or the director of IT. So if they have both of those, then please send the email to both. And the vice president and or the director of e-commerce, and then the vice president of internet operations. That should be and or vice president and or director of internet operations. That's another title. And then the executive VP or the vice president of sales and the VP or director online. So you're going to find out that not all of these titles are available. I mean, definitely all the C level and then like the VP and director of IT, you're going to find all those pretty easy. E-commerce, the vice president or director of e-commerce, that's perhaps the best focused title to go after. But again, I want you to hit all these that you can. So what I'm targeting is I have a mix of accounts. I have accounts that they call B2C accounts, which are business to consumer. So these are any businesses that sell directly to an end consumer, like you or me. Kind of like Amazon sells, or actually like let's say like Walmart sells to an end consumer, or Walgreens, or something like that. Then I have probably the majority of my accounts are what they call B2B or business to business. I don't know if you've heard these terms before, so that's why I'm explaining it. So bear with me. So B2B stands for business to business. Probably 95% of my accounts are business to business. So usually the business to business type accounts, these are accounts that, you know, are selling through a portal off of their website to another business. Typically, it might be a manufacturer of some product, like maybe the company, uh, maybe the company makes semiconductor chips, and so they're selling their semiconductor chips to other manufacturers of like notebook computers. So they'll have a portal out on the internet or a website where those manufacturers can log in and then go buy those semiconductor chips without actually having to talk to a salesperson. That's an example of a B2B type portal or website. So the reason I list these other titles, most of the time you won't find a VP or a director of e-commerce because, again, the majority of my accounts are B2B. A lot of times it'll say VP or director of internet operations or VP or director of online. So actually, that's in there. VP or director of online, as you see right there. Other good titles for business to business companies are executive VP of sales or VP of sales. So hopefully I didn't overdo that, but just wanted to explain to you. Now, the email that we're going to use, basically all you need to do is you need to copy this email like I'm doing here. This is the exact format I want. Copy it and then go to my email. And I'm going to leave my email open for you every night when you log in, so you don't have to worry about logging in. And you're going to hit new email. Let me expand this out a little bit so you can see it better. You're going to hit new email over here, and you're just going to paste in this email, and this is the initial prospecting email. And this is the exact format I want it in, the way it's spaced in between the different points and everything to make it easy to read. And may want to make that a little bit closer like that. But basically, the only thing you need to change, obviously, is I want the first name. If the person's name is John Doe, then just type in John and take away the yellow highlighting, of course, in a space, and then space down, and then plug in their email address. So in this case, I'm going to send it to my personal email account, so Matt B. Dupre. And since I'm sending it to this person, Matt Dupre, what I want you to do also, this may sound a little strange, but instead of putting a subject at the top of this, I am testing, at least for the first couple of days that you're doing this, of you putting that person's full name in the subject line instead. So in this case, we're going to put Matt Dupre up there. May seem a little weird, but the reason that I'm doing this is most people, most of these business people, they get, 50, 100, 150 emails a day from different sales reps from different companies around America. And so everybody has an email, with a title or subject that says, reduce costs by 15% or increase, online revenue by 25%. And it all just starts to look like spam after a while. So the way I'm really trying to make it stand out is if they see an email with the subject line of their name in there, I know at the very least they're more than likely going to go open up that email, and they're probably going to get at least through this first line, and then from there decide whether or not they want to read the rest of it. So, and that's what I'm hoping for, is that they do read the rest of it, because I try and put it out in 10 different bullet points, the reasons why they should take a look at the Oracle Commerce Cloud solution. And so hopefully that'll bring them in. So I'm going to send that email, and let's just act like I changed the first name already. And there we go. So that's all you're doing. As you find these contacts by using the different applications out there, I want you to plug them in. So if the previous example, well, let's say ABC company in this situation, if there are 10 different contacts with those different titles, like VP of e-commerce or director of e-commerce or VP of online business operations or CIO, CEO, etc. I want all these listed over here. So you might have 8 or 10 for ABC company with the different titles and different emails. And then I want you to put in for today's date, like today is February 1st, so 2/1, that was the first date that you made contact. And what I want you to do from there is you're going to send all these out, and then the next day when I check my email, I'll see who responded back. If anybody responded back, I will send you a list before you start your work that day telling you who responded back and to take them off the follow-up. But if they haven't responded, then you're going to want to keep a running list, maybe in a separate spreadsheet, uh, or somehow you're going to, well, actually not in a separate spreadsheet, but by looking here, see if it's been 3 days since the last initial contact. So on the 4th of February, or I'm sorry, on the 5th of February, since today is the 2nd, you're going to hit them with another email, and that email, we're going to scroll down a little bit further. It's very simple. All it's going to say is it's going to say their first name, John, and did you get my last email? And that's it. And my signature line, for the email will be under there automatically, as you saw before. So just John, did you get my last email? And that's it. Don't say thanks or best regards or anything like that. Just did you get my last email? And I do it this way because it's almost like a command for them to respond to me, and I've had better results with it in the past. And then I'll continue to give you updates of what responses that I get from the different prospects that we reach out to. And if I don't get responses, I'll send you another list of those that I didn't. And then 3 days later, after that second email, you're going to send another one. And in this other one, you're going to say, John, I never heard back from you. Did you receive my last email? And then you will say, thanks, Matt. Okay, this is the end of this part. I'm going to do a part 2 video.